Just to note that this is part 2 of my conversation with my guest, and it's a continuation of last week's episode. There's much more that we are yet to cover in this segment, so let's dig in. Before we start, I want to thank you for tuning in. If you're enjoying this content and would like to stay up to date with new episodes, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and turn the notifications button on. And if you'd like to support this content, then I would appreciate a review or comment if you're listening to this on a podcast platform. Enjoy.
Right now, if I ask you water at 99 degrees, does it boil?
At 99 degrees?
In normal situation, it does not. Oh. When it boils at 100 degrees. The difference between 99 degrees, hot water, you can make a cup of tea. But boiling water with the vapor energy coming out, I can move a ship. And the difference, 1 degree. Don't let anybody convince you to quit at that 1 degree.
Yeah.
And this is what happened to me.
Welcome to a new season of the One Day Podcast. I'm your host, Omar Almajali, and each week I'm here to discuss powerful concepts around business, mindset, or life, and often share the stage with some of the brightest and most interesting minds of the Middle East to help me do so. Happy to have you here. Enjoy this one. Of course, speaking of addiction or excitement, where do you get your passion from? I want to briefly to paint a picture for me of your upbringing, your family. بدي أفهم شو القيم اللي تربيت عليها اللي خلتك يكون عندك هالدافع الريادي. You're constantly on the go. Or does it have to do with your upbringing? ممكن ما أخصه، ممكن مثلا على كبر هذا إشي أنت دربت حالك عليه.
هلا let me tell you, without being taught, the idea that we are refugees, you have that sense of insecurity.
صح. وminority كمان مرات.
Yes, and your parents, you look to the, so what you how can you want to protect yourself, so you work harder. You try to be smarter. You try to be ahead, study, blah blah, all this stuff. However, there are moments in life, they can be turning points in your life, in your life story. Give you an example. When I learned to travel, I was in the Boy Scouts already, and I love the idea we go camping on our own sun. We played the guitar, fire. I like this outdoor stuff. Then my cousin came in from the US, and he had racks, like a backpack.
هدول تبعون الكامبينج.
Backpack, and he was camping around the US and sleeping. I like the idea. Me, backpack, sleeping bag, and I travel. And I was talking to him and he gave them to me as a gift. The backpack and the sleeping bag.
The whole set.
And that set, it was a turning point for me to start traveling.
حلوة.
When I was in 9th grade. And then it became addictive that I want to explore the world. I want to travel. I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy learning, observing people, how they eat, how they drink coffee, how they talk, why. It became
definitely a way of learning.
The rush that when you come to a new town, you don't know people. So this is adventure, and this is entrepreneurial. Listen, and this is positivity. Listen, an entrepreneur is very positive that he thinks he can do it.
Yeah.
If he's not positive and he's not confident, the same thing as adventure. You think you can do it. You don't go there, I'm gonna die or I'm going to quit. No, you don't think this way. You just start. Because if you overthink it, you will not do it. So this is the upbringing. So there are moments
in your life.
Example, كيف how things there. When I wanted to start traveling, I wanted to make money to travel. Because
You wanted that income.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was, you have to earn everything. You have to earn everything. Everything has to be earned.
Was he strict?
Everything had to be earned. So in order to travel, I had to work in our restaurant. We had a restaurant. So I worked, and then I started selling my mother and my aunt's stuff in like used stuff.
They would make it at home and you would sell
No, it's old stuff, old shoes, old kaza. And then I got this bug that I can make money on my own. My money. It's not my pocket, my money. My money, do you know? It makes the taste of money that you have earned. So this, I got the bug, and the rest adventure and entrepreneurship. So that's why and that's why now I have a program in Jordan. We give $300 to young boys and girls to start their own company as a group, because I want our boys and girls to taste of money making on their own, because it is maybe some of them they love it and they say I want to be an entrepreneur. So see how things they connect with each other.
You want them to make that connection.
Yes,
because it's a connection.
Of course,
something ticks.
You can relate.
And then you build on it, and then that bug becomes a.
Listen, at the end of the day, look what you are doing right now with this podcast. It's an experience.
Yeah.
It might lead you to somewhere else. You might love it. Everything. That's why I tell people, try new stuff. You don't know. Maybe this will be yours.
Yes.
You are nudging yourself without knowing it to uncover something in you. This is how you can find your passion.
Agreed.
Okay.
By trying new things.
Yeah, of course, trying new things. If you sit at home and you don't try everything, you will never learn. You will never discover.
I agree.
You never discover.
I agree.
The inner you.
Yes. No, I completely agree with that. And you brought up adventure. I know أنت مهووس بadventure and travel. But like what?
على قدي adventure at my.
No, but I know. I see some of the stuff you do. I've been to your place here and I've seen all the beautiful pictures that you have taken, and scenery of animals. You love it. You just said one part of it has to do with learning. You love to learn about new cultures. Truly, when you are in a new city, you learn a lot. You learn the true way of learning, the truest, most authentic way of learning, which is experiencing. What other roles does it play in your life?
Listen, of course, adventure is to do something you haven't done before. Okay, and find out whether you are going to succeed or not. This gives you adrenaline rush. It's exciting to me. Can I or cannot? This, you can or you cannot.
طبعا.
And then you get used to this idea of going places where it's new, the people are new, the experience is new, okay? And maybe, because I love photography, maybe you will find a character or an opportunity in the photo where you think this is it.
Yes.
I don't publish my photos, but it's for me. So this idea of searching for something, it's good, because all the time I say I do street photography. I tell you need to be lost in the city. You just walk, okay, not a tourist, traveler or explorer, and you stumble over stuff. This is beautiful. Beautiful.
I agree.
You go street food, people, somebody will be upset with you. The idea of just getting lost in the highway of life.
Hello. I love it. Life is the biggest adventure.
100%.
It really is.
So this is, and I really encourage people to do stuff at their own level and to pick up, why I encourage all the young people to pick up photography, because right now you have it on mobile. And when you start loving photography, you start observing more. Even when you go to, and you start watching even the signs, the street sign, the old shops, how people stand and drink coffee, how they eat, how they are talking, how they collect stuff that you don't notice. The cats, why there are so many cats here or stray dogs. Why there are so many in San Francisco all these people who are homeless. Why? So you start asking questions. It feeds your curiosity.
Yeah. And it also teaches you stuff about yourself. Yeah, we were just talking about Zanzibar before we started. And honestly, I was saying, Keith, when I went to Zanzibar, I've connected with nature there. And I never thought of myself as someone who is nature oriented or I like to be around nature. Ever since I've gotten my diving license, I like to do nature stuff. I love to go on hikes now. So you discover things, you unlock things in you. Travel helps you do that, gets you out of the usual. بتطلعك من إشي أنت متعود عليه. Comfort zone.
Because they say there's this nice slogan, life starts at the edges of your comfort zone.
Yes.
You can choose to sit and watch Netflix and all of that. It's not life.
Yeah. So what is your entertainment if not Netflix?
I tell you, when I land by 2:30, all my planes, because I'm tired, all my planes have landed.
Okay. They're landed secure.
Now there's a new life.
What is that?
It is the art of doing nothing.
Okay.
The art and science of doing nothing.
The art of doing nothing.
Yeah. Okay. And the art of talking about nothing. The art of enjoying your own company.
Love it.
The art of being aligned with yourself.
Okay.
I play cards.
Nice.
I watch football.
Love it.
I hear music.
Hello.
I watch short YouTube channels.
Nice.
YouTube, yeah. I watch Netflix. I love travel shows.
Nice.
I love design shows.
حلو كتير.
Okay. I love culture stuff. I love India. So anything that is on India,
I
love it because I go street photography in India,
and there's so much for the
yeah.
Every corner.
So this is you start and it's a so this is something you sit there and give it to me. You don't have to overthink or critical think or whatever.
Just not
just
activate your
give
brain.
it to me. Give it to me. So yeah.
حلو كتير.
And then I sleep at 10:30. And unless there's a game late, I will stay late. And then I wake up at 4:30, quarter to 5.
Nice. And then you start your day all over again.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All week. If I don't have Friday. Every day I wake up at the same time.
No. I cut that on the weekends.
No.
And I struggle on a Monday or Sunday to go back to the 5 a.m. always because I cut it on the weekend.
Routine is good in your life.
I know.
No, I don't like. No. Routine is good. We're humans. We
thrive on routine.
We thrive on routine.
طب أبو سيف, I want to talk about take جزء من حياتك مرقت فيه أنت والعائلة, وأنا متأكد لعب كتير دور الشخص اللي أنت موجود عليه اليوم بكل شيء عم بتسوي اليوم. Maybe I'll repeat it in English. I want to talk about a segment or a chapter that you have gone through in your life that contributes a lot to who you are today, that drives you, has a lot to do with your why. And the reason why I want to talk about it, and it's the passing of your son, Hikmat, Allah yarhamu, at 17 years old due to a car accident. The reason why I want to talk about it is because you were able to turn this tragedy into purpose. You were able to turn something so dark, so heavy, into something powerful, impactful, and you were able to reframe the situation. And I hope people can listen to your story and get inspired that there's always a better hope tomorrow and that life doesn't end at, these situations that we go through in life and hardships. So can you just tell us about this journey and how did it contribute to where you are today, and share whatever you'd like to share on that?
Listen, God does not we are not prepared to bury our children.
Of course.
The idea is our children, they bury us. So there is no cookbook, there is no workshop, there is no training, there is no YouTube channel to learn. Yeah. And you think it will never happen to you.
Yeah.
So when it happens, everything around you collapses. So you are in this whatever, that feeling so dark. It's يعني إن شاء الله ما حدا بواجهه. But I realized that time you have to create a bigger meaning for your tragedy. If you take it as is, you are doomed. If you elevate this tragedy to a bigger meaning, it pulls you up. All right? So to me, and because I was open, I did not know how much I am a believer until I was tested. And somebody came in, still Hikmat, Allah yarhamu, he was not dead yet. He told me, somebody from my Al Jabal waved it, our little neighborhood in Amman. I haven't seen him for 30 years. Maher, you are lucky. God loves you. That's why he's testing you. And he wants you to bring you closer to him. In our belief, we believe in this, that you are tested,
of course,
in life,
religion,
blah, 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 so you are closer. And this came in and opened up a new door, a new window for me to look at my tragedy in a bigger meaning. That night I went, said, this is a mission. This pain I am in is a mission, and I have to find what is this mission. So don't tell me, I'm a consultant, so I have to do analysis. I asked for the statistics of road safety, road accidents, death, and I compared them to the martyrs in the West Bank and Palestine. I found out that in Jordan, people die more than... So I said, we have a civil war in Jordan, but in cars.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, that's it. This is my mission. And the rest is history, where course. I created Hikmat Road Safety, and we worked on it. And this is what pulls me up. So my message to people, when you are faced with tragedy and you are tested, find a bigger reason, bigger meaning, bigger mission than your pain. But if you stay within that tragedy, pain, victim thinking, there is no way out.
Yes.
There is no way out. Because it's so difficult. So difficult. So you have to use the reframing, you have to shift gears.
Yes.
You have to pivot. If you want to talk entrepreneur, pivot. If you think normal, it's so painful, and you're gonna end up being on Prozac all the time.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree. You mentioned
but I'm stronger than listen, right now I am stronger than before.
Yeah, what did
it made me stronger because whatever I promised myself, my Hikmat death, it will never be like this, just another person dying. We made so much impact. I have so much fulfillment that I was able to fulfill this promise. That lots of khair طلع من ورا وفاة, lots of
that's what you
good stuff that came out of his death. This made me stronger.
It taught you your strength.
Of course.
Powerful.
And this is where it's important. Every time we are going to be tested, one way or the other. One day, every listener is going to be tested.
For me, 100%.
Okay. I don't say, be prepared. No. You think when you are tested, think of a bigger reason than this tragedy, which is so difficult, but think bigger meaning.
And I always try to say, to think that things happen to us for a reason, but it's for our betterment and for our own advancement if we choose to see it this way. I always believe in Allah, the universe, whatever you want to call it, has your back always to push you forward. And in everything that happens, you have to see it this way. You might not see it today at a micro level, but later on at the macro level, you'll understand. Maybe you might not understand, but you have to have that belief. But I want to talk to you about this topic. And the other day, my first podcast, I had a guest. Her name is Lucille Mehrabi. her son is going through a fatal disease where his muscles basically they break down, and they gave him like 10 years to live, and they learned the news when he was 6 years old. I had a friend of mine ask me the question, where is God in this? And they might ask the same question here. You chose to see that God is in this, and I choose to see that God is in this. But there are these people who مثلا انه how come شو الحكمة من هذا الموضوع انه هيك شيء يصير؟ يعني what would you tell them, because you have gone through something that is extremely
it is our choice how to respond.
It's a choice.
It happens.
It's a perspective.
It's a choice. Either you play the role of a victim, and you start asking why,
which is the wrong
and
question.
it's endless. You are going down a dark road, or you choose to embrace it, to acceptance, and you create a bigger meaning out of it. And simple, you say, out of this pain that I'm exercising, God wants the good thing to come out of this. What is that good thing? And how should I behave, respond, invest my time, my life? Okay? Either you box yourself into a victim role, or to a master of your destiny that you want to, in the name of this pain, in the name of your son or your loved one, you want something really bigger than life.
I agree.
So what's your choice?
I agree.
Victim, okay.
I agree.
It's your problem.
I agree.
Bigger, it opens so many things for you. So many things.
I agree. Very random question, but I'm just curious. How does society, maybe our tradition or Arab culture, deals with when someone goes through grief? It has that people sometimes don't talk about it, where you want to talk about it. Do you feel like, and what role did this play in your journey? And
I tell you, people scientifically grieve and heal in a different ways.
Completely.
Give you an example. Right now, to me, all what I do, social work, is in my mind in the name of Hikmat. Sometimes I label it, sometimes I don't. But all of this
energy,
I do it, especially when it comes to I'm doing stuff that and it healed me. I did not go into his bedroom till now. Period. I don't want to. I don't like to see photos, because to me, I look at the impact we are making. The young people who come and stop me in the street or in whatever, to me, these are all Hikmat. What we do. So I have reframed. Some people, they know they do it. They need to go to his room, do this. Fine.
That's their way of grieving.
But to me, my style is I move on. I move. That. I cross this bridge to a better place.
And he's with you to facilitate that, I'm sure.
All the time.
All the time.
Blessing
of course, for the other world.
I cry in the shower.
Of course.
I give it, sometimes when I do it.
100%.
Yeah. But I found the best places in the shower. I don't sing, I cry.
Of course, relax. And I thank you for being vulnerable of sharing that with us. I wanted to talk about it, and thank you for your openness. Is this why hope and it plays a huge part, and it's an overarching theme بحياتك? And I want to quote you on something. On LinkedIn, it says, you're an unshakable optimist who believes in a bright future and our ability to build it together. Does it have to do with this, or have you always been an optimist?
Of course. Because I tell you, you can take everything from people except hope. If you lose hope, you are like a stone. We are hopeful people, and we can become better. A big difference between wishful and hopeful to me. Hopeful is بدها بودكاست.
لا بس أقلام.
Wishful is you are an optimist. Okay, you think everything is going to fall into place. Hopeful, you're an optimist. However, you think that, of course, tomorrow is better than today. I am believer I can impact it. I know there will be obstacles on the road, and I know I have alternatives. This is hopeful. So you tell me, oh, it's the same, but the hopeful guy is more pragmatic. So he doesn't give up, or she doesn't give up quickly. A wishful person gives up very quickly.
I agree. Difference between being a candle and a fire.
يا ولد يا ولد
the
يا
candle
ولد.
بس بيجي الwind بتروح
Yes.
على fire, whatever you throw in
Yeah.
it will. This, I swear to God, and هذا الimage, whenever I feel like I'm going through stuff, I have it in me. No, whatever life is gonna throw at you, you're gonna have to grow bigger from it and overcome it in whatever way that, the resources that you have at that point.
One analogy I give, because I like the sound of waves, the sea.
You told me.
All the time, they don't stop.
Yeah.
Especially in the evening when you can hear them. And this is sustainability.
Yeah.
So if you want to relax, go and sit and listen.
Nice. Maybe the last thing before we wrap
Please.
up with rapid fire questions, but I want to talk about
Please.
it. You care so much about youth.
Yeah.
ما عم بحكي انك احسن من غيرك، بس في ناس بتوصل مراحل معينه من النجاح بحياتهم وعندهم اولويات. انت عندك اولويه كبيره انك to give back to the youth and to impact and to mentor. I personally experienced that with you. We met a couple of times and we just sit and talk about business and ideas, and I feel like you like to surround yourself with young energy like that. Why do you do it? Why youth?
There are a number of reasons. One, because I consider all youth Hikmat. This gives me. The other thing, I like the idea I can make an impact, and I enjoy the idea that somebody who I can impact. And to me, I think utilizing my 86,400 seconds, I prefer to invest in a young, plant rather than an old plant that I want to plant, because it has more mileage. So I want to get a return on my investment.
Yeah.
So I prefer youth. The third selfish item is they keep me young. They challenge me. They ask me questions. Like when you get sidekick.
Yeah.
They ask questions, and because I like to prepare, and I don't want. I want to stay relevant. I want to be up to date. Like I have I ask people to teach me about TikTok. They give me update about TikTok. What does it? Why? ليش? What is the success? Why TikTok is successful? Who are? What makes a TikTok post successful? Why people? I do that, so it keeps me alive. Because right now, I'm working on something. Maybe I told you about before. Is that I created something called Good Tech Nation.
Yes.
And I want to work on myself to become an influencer, a player in this global space of technology for good. And I've picked something in space where I say, learn and earn. حر أنا. I've chosen when I want to play.
Okay.
Learn is about education technology.
Yeah.
And earning about creating job opportunities for people, especially for young women, young people, youth who they need to earn a living, because not so many jobs will be available.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's a space I'm excited about.
So learn and earn.
Learn and earn. Yeah, this is the space. If you say,
like that.
what is the theme of your angel fund and advisory? Learn and earn.
Learn and earn.
I like it. And it rhymes.
Educate people to maybe use technologies to earn.
Both. It can be education technology, all types of it, from learning, coding, artificial intelligence, how to be a leader, how to find a skill, all the stuff. Plus, providing opportunities, and mainly in the gig economy.
Yes.
Other work, maybe women who can do stuff and earn a living. Maybe this is that I'm figuring this thing out, and I'm planning to invest in early idea stage around the world. And I'm doing it with leapfrogging, by the way.
Nice.
Say, okay, I'm not going to go and put on people apply. No, I'm going to go to networks who already they have companies. I will connect with them, whether I invest in their fund and I get people who are already vetted. So I become, because I like to use my time effectively. So they are vetted, I choose, I connect. And to me, chemistry is very important.
Of course.
So that's why this is, again, thinking of leapfrogging. I want to move. How can I move it, do it faster? Okay, so I'm building a network, maybe 7 or 8 founders network around the world. And then they are feeder system, and I will select. And I'm having fun. We just started January 1st with this.
I'm sure you will take it places. No doubt about that. The random question before we do the rapid fire questions. What's the worst advice you've ever been given? We talked about a lot of good advice.
Worst advice is to quit something before it's time to quit. I call it, do you know, like when you are سريع الذوبان, you know, like, do you know, like,
dissolvable?
I want to give you an example.
Give an example.
Because all the time I give analogies.
Yes.
Right now, if I ask you water at 99 degrees, does it boil?
At 99 degrees?
In normal situation, it does not. When it boils at 100 degrees. The difference between 99 degrees, hot water, you can make a cup of tea. But boiling water with the vapor energy coming out, I can move a ship. And the difference, 1 degree. Don't let anybody convince you to quit at that 1 degree. And this is what happened to me. I got it will not work, it will, so all that. And when I stumbled over this concept, the 1 degree,
that kept you moving.
Don't give up. 1 degree, it's only 1 degree. The difference between cup of tea and a ship.
I completely understand that, but then also, when do you let go of something that khalas is overdone and maybe it's time to move on? You're wasting time on it.
I am personally, you know, you give things a fair chance and you decide whether it's people, a project, a business, you know, your own. You can sense it, and you have signals when, like, I love the term that Oprah, she said that sometimes life signals at you. Some starts whispering at you or to you, then starts talking to you, then starts shouting at you, then it kicks you in the butt.
Completely agree.
So I prefer when I hear it shouting.
Shouting. Not at a whisper level.
No. Whisper, I can say, okay. I convince myself, but when it's loud and clear and shouting at me, example, I can see an entrepreneur who already is working on another idea. He already quit.
You can see it, that they already quit before they even go there. You can sense it in them.
I can see if what they are doing is they are just being stubborn, and they are not evolving. They became the product. The most dangerous thing, the entrepreneur, when it becomes the product. You create the product.
What does it mean, becoming the product?
They become anything they want to do. It becomes like open heart surgery. If they get feedback from customers, they start the customer is the idiot.
They take it
doesn't know. They take it personally, and this is where I start worrying.
Agreed. This is a great advice. I like that. طب Abu Saif, we're coming to the conclusion of the conversation. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions.
Please.
A rapid fire, whatever comes to your mind here.
Yeah, I will do.
And the heart, obviously. If you had to wake up in a different city and place, where would you want to be and why?
Istanbul.
Why?
Because I love it. I love the food. I love the culture. I love the scenery. I love the energy.
I think my father would agree with that.
Yeah.
My father is obsessed with Istanbul as well. One thing, we talked about a lot of things about you today, but one thing that people do not know about you, it could be a guilty pleasure, an interest, a hobby, something.
I like to sleep early. And my wife doesn't like it. And out of respect and fear, I work hard to stay late.
If it was up to you, I said
9 o'clock.
Okay. So you push it an hour and a half.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's marriage.
Yeah,
that's making marriage work.
It's about marriage is about compromise.
What's your definition of success?
Being happy and satisfied. To me, you can be successful being an artist, successful giving your money away, successful being a teacher who respects his profession. So, do you know?
Yeah.
It's being satisfied and happy with yourself. It's success.
Very nice. Question 4. In a hypothetical scenario, you had to give a speech and the whole world is listening to Maher Kaddoura right now. Everyone's tuning in and there is a theme to the speech. The whole world, the human race is listening to you and it's going to be a moving speech. People are going to act on it. What would either the title of the speech be, or what is the theme that you would want to instill in people?
What your story will be. What is your life story you intend to write? Are you going to be nobody in somebody else's story, or you are going to be the hero of your own story?
Very nice.
Because I like to be the hero of my own story.
And it's very open-ended.
Yes.
You can write your history.
Of course, you have to. And I think everybody has to.
I agree.
Because, you know, Khalil Gibran, he has a poem. He said, don't live half a life. People who do not write their own story live half a life.
I love that. Very nice. And it's so sad to see the potential in people that they don't see in themselves.
Yeah.
And it's really, really sad. Last question is, what is it that Maher Kaddoura wishes to accomplish one day? Now I want to be the guru, influencer, the coming 7 years. By the age I'm 70, right? I want to be known that I am a player, an influencer, a practitioner in the technology for good, for the greater good. For the greater good.
I want to create this concept of good tech nation.
I love it. I love the name of it.
Yeah. But to create a nation and give passports.
Oof.
Yeah.
You're going to create a whole nation.
Yeah, within the metaverse.
I love that.
Good tech nation. You go and get passports.
I want to have a nationality.
Yeah, national. Why not?
I'd love to. Why not?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Abu
Habibi.
Saif. We loved having you here. Thank you for your openness and for all the great tips, advice, and energy. Now I think people understand what I mean with your contagious energy.
Thank you.
It's been incredible. Where can people follow your work if they want to learn more about you or any of the great things that you are doing today?
I have a website, maherkaddoura.org. And right now I'm becoming gradually active on my LinkedIn account.
Nice.
And also we have a platform in Arabic called New Think. We have around 1.5 million people followers. It's about inspiration. You know, maybe sometimes I feel we need to revamp it, but they can follow us there.
I love that. So those
yeah.
You're also active on Instagram.
Both of social media, Instagram, Facebook, maherkaddoura.org. On the website that they can see all, and I have the website. It has
amazing.
a lot.
It has everything.
Yeah.
It's a one-stop shop. Great.
Habibi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Hope you enjoyed this episode and that you were able to pick up a thing or two that could help you on your journey of growth. If you would like to hear more conversations like these, please do subscribe on YouTube or through your preferred podcast platform. You can also follow more content and get in touch with me on Instagram at oneday.thepodcast. Till next time.